Cristin. We're at the Annex today. We're going to talk to Katie Fogg, who is a local artist who is curating a big show here at the Annex for October 1st. Hi, Katie.
Hi, everybody. Really excited to be here.
How's it going? Having a good summer?
Yeah. Well, I had a little bit of a dip, but the creativity just floated right back in, just
Nice.
like the clouds do.
That's right, the clouds. Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about clouds. Cloud 9. So why don't you start with telling us a little bit about yourself, maybe a little background, synopsis, life story in 2 minutes type thing.
Yeah. Oh, man. Okay, so I definitely have this like entrepreneur kind of heart, I guess you could say. Always just trying to kind of like find my way in a creative way. It's been my place of peace and like just, happiness, I guess you could say. It's also been my place to let go and really like process all those things that life, has, like the ups and the downs. So, over the years after going to school and everything and really obviously trying to like find myself, which we find out never ends, right?
Life journey. Journey.
This whole coordination or like event thing has always been like those dreams in your mind, that you're just always like, oh, that could be really cool and this and that. And I've written things down. Fast forward, like things are actually starting to happen. It's really crazy. I've done small, everyone's like, oh, you gotta start small. And I'm like, but I want to go big.
Right. You have big ideas.
Yeah. But I started getting the gist of the small and really putting on like, these little shows, being parts of shows. But then I think it was during that, hard pandemic, we're all kind of like stopped and like things are, you're not able to do things inside and stuff like that. So it made me try, problem solve, which I always call myself the queen of problem solving.
Yeah.
I really am. Thank you to, I think social work did that. But I decided to have a show in my backyard. I realized it was just a perfect place. It had a garage. It had an open yard. And then before you know it, I did 2 shows back there. And I got the whole art, music, fashion thing, which I always like repeated in my head. I was telling you that the other week. I was like, art, music, fashion, like this is what I've always repeated in my mind throughout college and New York, everything. And before you know it, it's like it's actually happening. And obviously like connecting with everybody in the community and having you guys do what you love, being included. It's like we all have our part that we love to do in one place.
Right. And was last year your first show that you had, the big show?
The second year. You were there
okay.
the second year, but the first year was my umbrellas.
Oh,
so
right.
I've been focusing on these series that really coincide with like my personal growth. Having 5 years of really hardship after like losing my mother and stuff, I finally was like, I don't want to feel sad anymore. Like, right. And we all, we find out that it's a mindset. You're really trying to discover, like, how do you reprogram yourself? And I love to dive into studying, like, how to do that. And I really worked hard. I'm, like, figuring that out. And my artwork is a way to open up, which was, like, the umbrella. It really symbolizes protection. It's a symbol in many ways. It's obviously a tool that we use. But then I learned that it actually has, like, this other side, which is shadow work. And for those who are not familiar with it, it's like looking at your dark side and like the hard things that you don't really want to face yet. So there's that, and then it blossomed into the next year, which was like the I Heart Flower show. Yeah. And that's where I started bringing in other people such as yourself and really connecting with you guys, like the Annex. And I think it's just now really like just all like piecing together so nice. And here we are now, like.
Yeah, we're super excited for so last year and the year before, Katie had her annual shows at her own space, and now this year we have a space at the Westbrook Outlets. It is pretty big, and we have this beautiful outdoor space surrounding us, and we're lucky enough to be able to utilize it. So we're having October 1st is Cloud 9. There's going to be a total of featured 9 artists, over 4 designers now, right? Fashion show, and then the Multiplier group is going to be performing. DJ
DJ Wolf and DJ
yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a good day for just like family fun. It goes from like 2 to 10-ish.
Yep.
We'll see what happens
Yeah,
depending on the dance party.
This is like, it's really exciting because, you know, the bigger, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Each year it grows. Right? Each year it evolves. And I mean, I definitely know what you mean about like bringing the art, fashion, music together. And then just that natural, organic way that it's growing, I think is you're open to. You know, some people when they do events, it's like you get, which is good. You kind of like get those things like, okay, this is what works. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But you're a risk taker, so you're taking a risk.
Yeah, and I've been saying this a lot. Like I have, I've been teaching young kids, and I think they're really helping me like be more open and just like true to myself. It's been really inspiring working with them. And I actually have one of my students, Cadence, is in the fashion show.
Oh, awesome.
I like the whole all-inclusive thing, all ages, diversities, you know, and then all, you know, creative outlets.
Right.
So that's what this is kind of about, is like the whole Cloud9 being like not just, you know, the symbolism of it, of these, you know, difficult times passing by. Like I always believe, like this too shall pass, you know, and then I mentioned when I was inviting everybody, like, oh, you know, when you want that, you know, cup to empty or it to rain and pour and thunder, like maybe that's actually like that spark that you need, even though it's really hard to like get over that hump.
Right.
And I feel like I really like resonated with that, and obviously I think other people did too. Yeah. So I was like, just come in and do what you do best.
And it's also kind of parallel to what we kind of went through too, because we had to move spaces and all of that. So and now we're here, and it's kind of like but I think one of the things you had said to me when you first came in, you were like, this is like Cloud9. This is a big open space. There's so much freedom, and it's almost just like being able to elevate you. But the great thing that I like is that you bring the parallels of also negative, positive. Because like obviously clouds aren't always happy, you know, like they are, but there's rain clouds, there's thunder clouds, you know, there's all of those elements within that one, you know, topic and theme. Yeah. So, and like with the umbrellas, like, the shadow work, but yet the protective. I like that balance of, you know, because that's really what art is. Art is, you know, everything under the sun. So
exactly. I remember I was at the beach like a couple weeks ago. Quick little paint session. Went right down the street from my house, and this crazy thunderstorm was coming in. And I've never had these moments like this. Like, again, these series like expose me to just different things and experiences, and I literally watched this like crazy cloud come in. It was like this roar, like looked like claws, and it was like carrying all the lightning and the thunder. It was just like, and it's in one of my paintings, you know, it's just this experience I'm having. And I know it connects with others. And I think that's the most important thing, is this collective, this community. And that's, you know, the Annex not just has like really amazing clothes, apparel, jewelry, you name it. Like I walked in here and I was like, this place looks awesome. And like, it's almost too good for here, you know, and that's why it's like, when you brought up the opportunity to do the show here instead, I said, oh, okay, yeah. And I think it's all just, you know, lining up exactly the way it should.
Yeah, I think it kind of like laid itself out to us, you know, and just having this space, being that it's so big and being that we have the outdoor area as well to use, it's kind of like, why not, you know? And I think, you know, bringing in like the music element too, and the fashion. It's like being able to have a space where you can like showcase new work. I'm excited to showcase my new designs. It's like pressure's on, but it's good. It's good pressure.
I'm looking forward
it's
to
also
it.
Like, you know, I think like we've talked a lot about too, is like just being able to kind of just do what you want to do. Just do what you want to do. Make what you want to make. Be who you want to make. And then if everybody likes it, great. If not, you did it for you. You got it out there and you expose yourself, and that's your Cloud9, right? Like that can be your Cloud9, is just do your art, do your own art, you know?
Especially when you're
it
in it.
You.
I mean, you know, that place that we feel like in the zone, you know? And I also think it's important to recognize too, like things are cyclical, and, you know, we've kind of like, you know, big companies, whatever, now like taking over, but yet, I don't know, I'm more now into like buying what's handmade again. Like going back to that original, authentic, local thing.
One of a kind.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So.
Do you want to touch on just like your art specifically, like you as an artist, kind of what kind of art you produce and do and your process?
I mean, as of now, I really have come to this like part in my art career. I have like these two different worlds, I guess you could say. The outer world, the physical world, and the inner world, more spiritual, metaphysical world. And so I try to create that balance, I guess, back and forth of like using my physical world as inspiration and connection, but also my internal world, like really finding that place of self-love, self-worth, and going and using my artistic ability to like work through it. So I definitely, I think this show too will kind of show those two sides of me, like the inner world and the outer world. And right now there is this kind of combination of happening where you can see in some of my cloud paintings there's like this energy, and then there's also like this direct softness too, and it's also a side that I'm not used to. I don't want to ruin it all, like you gotta kind of see it for yourself, but there's these things that are coming out that I'm like, that's not like me, but like maybe it is, maybe it's something
so
that's
different
hidden.
From old techniques.
Yeah. So if anything, it's kind of also my way of like showing that I think, as an example, being able to find a productive, positive thing to do to work through these things, whatever it may be that people are interested in, is you really utilize that. Because, in this world, we can easily go and like escape in some other sort of way. Yeah. And I think that's why I'm like really into this, teaching these young ones and the up-and-coming generation that, this is an opportunity or a way to figure things out rather than like escape it.
Right. Yeah, like face it a little bit.
Yes.
Let it out. Yeah. Do we want to talk about the other artists involved in Cloud9? Maybe just name drop some people, what kind of art they do.
Yeah, I don't want to forget anybody, but...
you want to grab a flyer?
First,
All right, so we have our Cloud9 flyer here for you. It's got all the information, lots going on. It's so packed, we had to fit it onto to the back and front there. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the artists that we've got that we're going to feature that day?
So, the list of artists are not just like visual artists too, but they do have like apparel here and stuff. So there's myself, Patrick Reagan, he does these beautiful illustrations. Clash Wan, he is also a painter and has apparel here too. Margot Friedman, I was really excited to like invite just other people that are, working on their careers as well and trying new things. So
a business owner too. She's just opened a business.
Yeah, Friedman Found. Yep. With her dad, which is like the family thing. Love it. And Wermo, she's going to have both visual and apparel and jewelry too. Just incredible. Both visual furniture mostly and apparel.
Wall art.
Enzo Studio. And she's got this amazing place in Norwich.
Yes.
So it's like, I'm getting so excited just saying all this out loud. And Magic Press. So more visual and apparel as well, or just prints too. Kat Murphy, I love her work. So she's gonna have some work here. Samarjean Martin, she hit me up last minute.
Did she?
One of those again.
I love her stuff. Yeah, she does stained glass.
But she's like, I have this idea. Do you want to collaborate? I'm actually gonna see her this Thursday.
Oh, awesome! That's great.
So I don't know if she's told you about it. We won't ruin it.
No, not yet.
We're gonna have a little spot for us.
Cool.
And it's really exciting. And so, I like to have, I love to learn from the best around. So I was like, I got to dabble in some apparel again. So we'll do designers, myself, and your new one.
Violet Sphinx,
okay, I don't know if you say that loud. Susan Hickman, Anna Star Lucas, and I had Justin Incredible just hopped back in that too. So just a powerhouse of artists, really, and just continuing, like, using creativity and self-discovery through our work.
Yeah, and some good vendors too.
Yeah.
Lavish Experience Skincare. She's just now become a licensed esthetician, which is really awesome. So she has some amazing like body wine oil, face wash, lotions. She'll give some. Yeah, she's gonna do like hand massage and little skin assessments. Skadoodles face painting. Who is super sweet, right? For all the kids get their, or adult, or anyone, get your face painted.
And henna too. She's gonna bring henna.
Oh, nice. Yeah, and Ash and Jules, they're super adorable. They do tarot reading. They have little candles. They have herb bundles as well, jewelry. Yeah. Pour and Bloom, EB of Pour and Bloom Creations. She does the cutting boards. Yeah. But I
with
can't
a beautiful
remember. Resin. Yeah, I have to
with
show it.
ocean vibes. And
so she's going to kind of demo how to kind of do like a charcuterie board on that, which is a great idea.
Have a little wine tasting. I'm all about it. So I was like, can we have a little bit of wine?
And Sprouting Sustainability is organic skincare, right?
Yeah. So she's got, like, I have an ointment. It's because I have really bad shoulder problems or back. And so it's like one of those organic ointments you can rub on and alleviate any sort of pain. So
awesome.
It works really well.
And then we have lots of music.
Yeah, so our lineup 2 to 4, we have DJ Dr. Julian Wolf. He's a great friend of mine. He's also, I think he's doing Reiki these days too.
Oh, really?
He's
cool.
all into like healing and everything. And then 5 to 8 is the live band Multiplier. Good friends of ours.
Yes.
And they are just getting around, and better place than here with all the friends. And then 6:30 is a sunset fashion show. So I have been kind of telling her, you want to get here at least by 5 to have some food,
definitely.
get into the vendors.
Set up a little spot. There'll be places to kind of hang out, lounge.
I heard parents are like kind of come with the kids and then leave and come back without them. So it's just like I'm here.
Yeah, and there's a couple food that's going to be on site too. Tapville, which just opened up. The Tapville is like right around the corner from us, right here in the outlets. They do wine, right? Wine and beer.
Yep, and they'll
like
have
by the ounce.
some food there,
and food as well. Yeah,
because like the Shaking Crab's going to be on site too.
Awesome.
They're new in the New London area, but now they have a food truck.
Awesome.
There's a lot of great, obviously seafood and stuff. But if for the kids, like if they go to Tapville, they got the pizza and the pretzels there too.
Yeah.
So lots of options, and I think they have that bubbly tea.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Bubble tea? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's called.
Yeah, and I think it's really great to kind of like bring in the family aspect, because obviously, one of the things that's like, our galleries are always for a family, right? But a lot of times it's like, okay, it's kind of just like an adult vibe. And it's really nice that you're just all inclusive, come with the family and friends, have a good time, hang out, listen to some good music, buy some good art and clothes, see a little fashion show, and then, kick off October.
I love going to gallery openings and stuff, but I also I crave some fun along with it. And this is like kind of like been my vision all along, is how to get everybody included and feel comfortable and have a good time. So like there'll be really some nice points to like we're gonna have set up a couple lounges.
There's lots of picnic tables here too.
Yep.
There's tables, chairs to sit down. So
working on some games for the kids too, just to have some activities so they can have fun doing that.
Nice.
And then we'll end with a special performance by Swabsky.
That's exciting.
And then around 8:30 or so will be the dance party with DJ Wow, and that's the exciting part for me, because
by then you'll get to like chill out and actually enjoy the day.
Yeah, I think so too. But I just love his music, so it's my kind of jam.
That's good.
I don't think it's going to be anything too heavy too. It's again very family friendly.
Yeah. So one of the things that we find really important is kind of like, there's so many young artists out there, young creators, young musicians, just sort of at that point in their life where they're probably like, can I do this? Should I do this? How do I do this? I guess the question is, what advice do you have for them? What do you think are like the tools that are out there that they should tap into?
Yeah, I do want to mention first, this comes from all walks of life too. So it's like depending if you have that support or not. Like sometimes you might feel that like aloneness, right?
Right.
Which I think I might have experienced too, like where I just would, kind of step away from the trouble and go into my place of safety, I guess you could say. So it took me some time to realize, like, it's personal. It's something I'm working through, and I was utilizing the arts to process it. I did go to school. I do think you have the options these days to, like, not go to school too. But if you do that, you have to, like, put yourself around people. But even when I was in school, I kind of wish I did like
more.
step out of my comfort zone a little bit more. I was very like kept to myself a lot.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a bad thing necessarily. So if you're feeling like, oh, I'm not out there doing this or doing that, but you are like making, I think that's what's important too, is like this balance of producing, networking, and if you want to say it in a simpler way, just have conversations with people.
Right.
Ask questions.
Ask questions, yeah. Reach out.
Yeah. You just never know. And then don't be afraid to ask for help too. That's the same kind of as reaching out.
Yeah.
But I think what's worked for me is like this kind of like perseverance, like not giving up. And I had tried a lot of things, especially being in New York. It's really, as long as you're trying, do your best staying true to yourself. I know it's hard these days with like, there's everyone's doing all these things and you're kind of comparing yourself.
Or it appears that way online. It looks like everybody's doing a lot of things, right?
It takes time, and I think I'm really learning this now, but like patience, right? Have a lot of patience and take care of yourself in the process of it. Be kinder to yourself. I really have focused on that lately. So if you can start doing that, earlier on, and always make sure you're listening to that gut and connect yourself around those people that make you feel good.
Right.
I went a long time kind of like ignoring all that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like they were the red flags, or the stuff was like the answers were kind of always there. But I think that comes down to like, if you're not sure, like that's where you then connect and reach out and stuff.
Yeah.
But don't be afraid to experiment. Or if you find that block, maybe that is that sign that you need to go and surround yourself with more people. I feel like it's a little bit easier said now for me at this point in my life and my career. But I can say, like, come to someone like myself or, these creatives and ask. I mean, I have my younger niece getting, her and I are getting closer, and I'm able to kind of help her learn this professional side of things earlier on. Then I have my younger kids that I'm teaching, ages anywhere from 4 to 14, and even adults. Like, there's this never-ending process.
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, and I think the conversation is important. It's like you might think that you're the only one going through this experience, or you're the only one having a block, or you're the only one that, you can't get enough of this, or you don't know how to like go about this process, or like you want to do this kind of art, you want to do oil or whatever it is, and you don't know how to kind of like tap into that. Yeah. You'd be surprised how many other artists are also still experimenting and still trying to like find that path. I mean,
it doesn't stop.
We're leaning off of each other too with that. It's like you're trying to like print clothes and get into that, and reaching out and not being like, okay, and being honest and saying like, hey, I don't know how to do this. Like, what do you do? Okay, cool. How can I do that? It's like sometimes the more questions you ask too, the more you can kind of figure out like, all right, well, maybe I don't want to do that, or maybe I want to do it, but I want to do it a different way. Yeah. So, yeah.
And also like, I had a dip not that long ago, and I think what's important is to restore whatever is going on inside, and like be more patient with yourself. So like there's these ebbs and flows, and that's why I think this Cloud 9 show is really like a kind of essence of all that, of like things kind of flowing in and out. I mean, the clouds today, like I was looking up, and they were just moving so quick because it was really windy today. Yeah. But it was like constant change. And I feel like that's just kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Waiting for like, and the storms will come through, then they'll settle. And once you like really learn to accept that and like kind of be patient in that hard moment, it won't be as hard on you won't be as hard on yourself.
Right. Yeah. It'll make you stronger through your evolution. Yeah. So how would you describe, I guess, as just more directly as an artist, like what kind of art do you do, and how did you kind of streamline to now?
Sure. Well, if I try to rewind back as far as I can, like it started just in my room making things, collages a lot, putting stuff together. But as I went, high school, real quick, I started painting and realizing like had a little bit of talent, I guess, and people were recognizing it. Decided to go to college. And it was really awesome. I remember the first week I went to Lime Academy College of Fine Arts, and I just like blossomed like after a couple classes, like just having a few classes with the foundation of traditional painting really helped me. And before you know it, I'm learning the fundamentals, and I'm doing traditional training. So figurative, traditional training with they call it a contemporary discourse. So you're constantly trying to experiment, turn the page, just make it a little different every time you do something. So very experimental. I gravitated mostly towards painting. I did have a concentration on printmaking as well, but painting's been my main medium, and mostly oils. And so by the end of Lime Academy, I was like just really ambitious, going really big, did large 8-foot tall paintings.
Oh, wow.
I just like, I don't know, there's this thing that had to get out of me. I also had a dad who was just like, taught me how to build these big panels too.
Nice.
I have a lot of big thanks to him. We really bonded that way. And then after I graduated from there, I was a gallery manager for a little bit, but then I was like, I want to learn some more. I want to grow some more. So I went to graduate school at the New York Academy of Art.
Wow.
First year was like kind of like a big review of Lime Academy, color, temperature, value, making sure you got to draw really good. And then I was already ready to spread my wings. And I really focused on the figure, mostly the female figure. I think obviously me being a female, but it was like my paintings were kind of based off personal growth. They kind of always have been, but this understanding of like, who am, when you start to question, who am I? Where am I? What is all this? How am I connected to it all?
Yeah.
Trying to figure that out, right? And through my painting, I was able to, again, process it. And I did a lot of these like layering techniques, always starting out with color. Like I ended up being like a colorist and using more and more vibrant colors as time went on. It kind of allowed me to challenge me a little bit and build off something already exciting. So what was neat though, and didn't expect, was like a lot of these things that I made, I didn't really understand until later. So again, as an artist, there's this process. Sometimes you don't really know what it's about. You just need to get it out and go through it and then be like, oh, that's what was going on. So fast forward, I did a lot of plein air, which is open air in French. It's just a traditional term for doing landscape painting outside. I really started gravitating towards streetscapes. And then again, I would have this like other side of me. So that's why now I have these kind of two worlds playing back and forth. My work from observation, so working from life, which then helps guide me in making my more imaginative internal world kind of pictures. And so what started happening was, different experiences in life allowed me to bring forth different techniques. And then now I do the traditional landscape plein air, the umbrella series I was talking about, the flowers, Cloud 9, lots of streetscapes. Love them.
You could be found at a beach or a street somewhere.
Beach or a street. That's me all day. In the sun. I love being in the sun. And then, during, I guess, the downtime, the cold, I'm inside just going through the internal world. And that is more of, you'll see a lot of lines, a lot of color, and then these like beings are found in them, where I find it's very celestial, almost like that invisible world of energy that we all discover is our true connection, where it's invisible, like it's our feelings, it's our emotions, it's that whole like place where if you know physics and stuff, that wave collapse where all of a sudden like you just go into this place of peace. It's like a meditation,
right?
And that's where my other stuff comes out of.
So you kind of counteract the two and then collide them, and then you're over here, you're over there, collide. That's
work
awesome.
well because I can learn. You really can learn from observing. Observation of whatever it is. And so like these objects or these things, I've been studying clouds for the past couple months now, and I'm just discovering more and more about them.
Right.
I have this cool like dragon thing that came out the other night. Like I don't know why, but like I was doing this movement, which you'll see in one of my works. It's kind of like this S. Like, yeah, you would think maybe a snake, but I just saw it as like this dragon.
A dragon, yeah.
And didn't realize that it was actually a big symbolism. I forget in what part of the world or religion, but it means like clouds, rain.
Oh,
and I was
really?
Like,
Oh,
you know,
cool.
my lot of aha moments.
So when you come to the show, make sure you just stare at Katie's paintings for a really long time. Just like really look at them and like search for all those inner things. There's a lot of layers. I mean, it's important because I think people forget, especially now. Everyone's just quick to like get the photo. Oh, I came to this art opening, snap the photo, Instagram. But like, I think it's important that we bring it back to like, just stare into the art a little bit longer. Don't be afraid to just look and look and look and feel and look. Because obviously you're putting so much into it, you know, which is like, I think a lot of time gets like, pushed under the rug a little bit. It's like, hey, somebody took the time and they put a lot of space and energy into this. So just stare a little longer. See what you see, right? Connect. Yeah. Don't be afraid to connect.
Exactly.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Katie. Thanks for being here. We're super excited for Cloud 9, October 1st, 2 to 10, here at the Annex, in Westbrook, the outlets, Westbrook Outlets. We'll see you then.
Comfortable in my own skin.